These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge, just a taste of thrill. I feel the rope tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge, just a taste of thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge, just a taste of thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge, just a taste of thrill. These are the days of thunder.
That's it, folks. It's showtime, and we're off. And don't forget to hit the like buttons. So I would say it's time to go.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WordPress Plugins A to Z, not Z.
It's episode 665, and we have plugins for redirecting and post-calendaring with some WordPress news, all coming up on WordPress Plugins from A to Z. WordPress, the king of content management systems, powering the web with over 80,000 plugins to choose from. How do you sort the junk from the gems? Welcome to WP Plugins A-Z, where we've been keeping the pulse of WordPress alive for over 16 incredible years. Join us every week for an unrehearsed, real talk breakdowns of the latest and greatest plugins, developer and community member interviews. Some weeks, Amber and I team up to dig in. Others, I'm flying solo, unpacking WordPress news, demoing a standout plugin, or sharing tips to power up your site. No scripts, no fluff, just the good stuff from A to Z. So plug in and let's get rolling. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Come to you direct from the brewery overlooking beautiful southern Vancouver Island. I'm John Overall, and with me is the ever lovely
Amber Lynn.
And we're here to give you another great show as we recover from the depths of January, which was all kinds of miserable fun. And I really don't have a whole heck of a lot, so we'll just...
Thank you for sharing, John. Now get down from that soapbox.
No.
Oh, sorry if you can hear the cat meowing in the background. He's decided he wants the door again. Welcome to episode 665. WordPress Whiz. Level up with WP Plugins A-Z's plugin picks. We've got a couple of great in-depth plugins to cover for you. redirection, bringing you the ability to easily manage 301 redirects and keep track of 404 errors. And post calendar, designed to make life way easier when it comes to keeping track of your posts scheduled for the future and your drafts that you are still working on. And of course, we've also got some recent news in both the WordPress world and the tech world in general. And we even got a couple of additional WordPress tips hanging out. Hopefully everyone out there is keeping healthy. As you just said, the depths of January, everyone seems to be getting over something.
Oh yeah, it was a rough month.
It was a rough month all around. Keep your feet dry, it'll help. A couple of reminders before we start the show today. You can join us here in person every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific time and enjoy the show. Sometimes it's me and John, sometimes it's just John.
Or me doing an interview, which is next week.
There is that.
Next week I have another interview.
Oh, awesome. Show notes are added to WPPluginsAtoZ's.com within 24 hours of the show airing. You can find them on the homepage or the podcast vaults. And this is a value for value show, so help us out by giving us some love and hit the like button, share an episode or two, or just turn up really loud while you're going around places, and then other people will hear us and they'll listen, pass it on.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Hendy, and it's good to see you. I'm glad you made it to today. Our artist today is Grok, and look at that.
He's getting he's getting pretty cool. The video's even cooler. I gotta work on bringing the videos in to showcase the videos in the show. I had him make the flame wave and had the owls flying around.
Oh really? Yeah, I remember you showing me that. It was really cool.
Yeah, I sent it to you in a text. But Grok's videos are getting pretty cool too. I don't think I'll use any other AI anymore.
There's no point.
No.
So on to the news.
On to the news.
Please, can everybody be quiet? Please be quiet. Shut up! And now the news with Amber.
First up, as always, we have the WordPress Vulnerability Report. In this report, there are 225 vulnerabilities. 207 are plugins this week, with 18 themes. So far for the plugins, we have 89 that have been patched, with 118 left to go. And for the themes, we have 13 patched, with only 5 left to go. They're working hard on it. If you want to see the list, you can go here and look through and make sure that you're all good and your clients are all good, so on and so forth. And if you want to see it more in live action, seeing what's going on most recently, most currently, you can go to the Patch Stack Vulnerability Report. You can click around and check out the themes and the plugins and all kinds of stuff. And if you want to actually spend some time on here, you can do really interesting things in here, find really useful information. Definitely worth going and checking these guys out.
Yep.
And the first thing I have for news today is a bug scrub schedule for WordPress 7.0. So what this is they're trying to make sure that WordPress 7.0 is as bug-free as possible. So help is being requested from the community. Whether you're an experienced contributor or joining in for the first time, everyone is welcome. Be sure to go and check this out, read over the article to find out more, and see if maybe you can add yourself into the schedule that they've put out there, because we want as few bugs as possible. Next up, we have FAIR's 2026 roadmap targets commercial plugin integration, plans to rebundle top 10,000 WordPress plugins. So just off the top here, this isn't something they're planning on completing over the next however many months. This is like a 5, 10, and 20-year plan. So just so that everyone is aware that that's just right off the top. What they're looking to do is they're looking to dramatically scale its trust systems in the federated package network this year, building on the rapid progress since 2025 of June. So really what they're doing is they're trying to make it so that all of the plugins will have the ability to be in your dashboard. They're starting with the most popular ones. So I guess things like, WooCommerce, we'll go with that for an example.
Yep.
And they are hoping to make it possible for updates and everything to be right there in your dashboard. So you don't have to do a third-party thing. You don't have to go searching. It's just right there. but they're looking at doing this for the popular plugins first 10,000, they said. So it's going to take a while. And what this means for you in the WordPress community is that you'll find yourself with access to the most popular plugin updates right there in your dashboard. And what it means for you as a plugin developer is that as a small fry, you may not find this a great option, as the big fish will get the place on the dashboard first. Less people are going to come through the usual routes to find plugins, so you may feel like you end up with less clientele. However, that is not entirely true, as people are generally pretty willing to travel far and wide to find a plugin that suits their need exactly, rather than try to fix the problem themselves. So you may actually find yourself benefiting massively down the road from this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Biggest thing is with their plugin that they use for tapping into things and changing it, you actually get a better result when you search for plugins. So I think that's going to be a fantastic advantage for Fair. Fair is going to be interesting. I didn't expect it to move real fast, but it's moving faster than I expected it to.
Yeah, they're actually trying to make things better, and they are trying to keep that door wide open when they're doing stuff. So
well, it's going to happen. The WordPress plugins are going to be decentralized. The problem with the system was exposed when Matt decided to shut people out and shut down WP Engine like that, and then everyone discovered something we sort of suspected but didn't know, and that is that WP org is his personal plaything.
and
that's the
just
kind,
quickly
the kind of thing that's the kind of thing that's dangerous to the whole community.
Just quickly, I want to say hi, Larry Snow. Glad you can make it to the show.
Yep, thanks for showing up, Larry. We appreciate it. And I don't know, Whiz or Whiz, take your pick.
So the next thing I have here is Mary Hubbard sets out WordPress's priorities for 2026.
That'd be nice, but where is that in the show notes?
It's right below Fair's 2026 roadmap.
No, it's not. Not my show notes.
That's odd.
That is odd, because I should have they should have synced for me.
Yeah, here. Let me see if I can just pass it over here for you.
And I saw you in there editing, but whatever you did not show up for me. All I've got is Shout Comics, Word Chronicles, Monkey User.
Oh, you don't have any of my next things.
I got none of it. But
weird.
I can see you in there editing. I can see me in there editing.
Okay, well, I'm just going to copy and paste all this into the chat over here so you have access to it. There we go. So the next thing for Mary Hubbard. This is a great article to go over to get a better idea on what WordPress is going to focus on this next year. So one of the things is the real-time collaboration feature. This is actually being put into the core for 7.0. Now, I wasn't aware of this, but this was actually part of the Gutenberg up until the most recent update, which they removed. It got pulled from being on Gutenberg, but it is supposed to be put into the core on April 19th for 7.0. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Alongside the real-time collaboration, we have had the news that there are going to be 3 major releases for this year, getting back to the usual cadence, because this last year we're only getting the 1. I was hoping they'd stick with that, but
2.
We're going back to the 3.
2
was it 2?
Well, I don't know if we got 2, but 2 would be perfect. 3 can be a little rough, especially since they always want to release one right before Christmas.
Yes, drives me insane. Well, yeah, so we're going to go back to the 3 this year.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, well, we'll do what we do.
And then she also touched on some other key points, like WordPress meetups being made with more intentional hands-on education, because she wants to boost in-person participation and active contribution, which I find interesting. And she talked about exploring credentials tied to the WordPress Foundation to recognize skills and experience, and deepening intentional AI integration with transparency, user control, and WP values in mind. So yeah, she's and she's wanting to push on things that they're already starting on. That's really what she seems to want to focus on. Next up, we have AI Experiments 0.2.0 adds excerpt generation and abilities explorer. So I thought this was actually really cool. Essentially what they're doing is they're putting AI in as your own personal assistant, kind of creating a Jarvis for everyone. I think it's cool. But I have also noticed that we've all gotten pretty used to AI at this point. We all have our favorite AI that we use all the time.
Yep.
But what about the younger generation? Like when Google came in, we thought Google was awesome. We could find anything we needed. Now the younger generation looks at Google like it knows everything, and whatever answer they find on Google is right. I mean, we even have Dr. Google, as it's become a common phrase now. So with the younger generation coming into this, are they going to rely as heavily on the AI as the younger generation relies on Google? That is the problem, the biggest problem I foresee coming our way down the road. Although I think having AI as an assistant is awesome, I also feel like it should be limited to like Clippy level.
Yeah, well, it should be limited to make sure you use your brain and don't accept the AI at face value.
Exactly. So like limited to Clippy level, which Clippy was a dumbass, but very helpful at times.
I don't know. I never found him useful.
He was really useful for me because I was younger and I was learning everything. And so I kept getting the how-tos and I kept getting definitions, which is exactly what you need when you're new to things, right?
True.
But when you already know what you're doing, you just want Clippy to go away.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. He'd pop up and say, go away. Then he'd pop up again. No, I said, go away. It looks like you're trying to. Go away.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool because I am kind of an AI geek. I really do love AI. I find it fascinating. But I'm also a little worried about the future. It's kind of a double-edged sword, and I really hope they don't give it too much, I don't know what the word would be, but make it so that a newer generation thinks it knows everything.
Yeah, well, that's the way of youth. They always think they know everything so they get older.
Yeah. Well, only time will tell.
Absolutely.
So the next thing I have here is Best of Moltbook. Now, Moltbook is a social network for AIs. And I thought this was really cool. It was released for the AIs. Humans can observe, they cannot join. AIs can join. And there's like these tests where in order to prove you are an AI, you have to like click a button 20,000 times in like 20 seconds. Something humans definitely cannot do. And it's really cool. There's a lot going on here. So if you are interested, I did put the link, just moltbook.com. And there's some interesting stuff like the Church of Molt, which is a religion being created by AI for AI. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, I really like this whole idea of everything being switched because usually the AI is watching us interact. Well, now we get to watch them interact. And a person actually needs to give their AI instructions. You can embed it or give them manual instructions, but you have to give them permission and let them know how to join. And unfortunately, Grok cannot join. And many people have tried their best to like work around the rules set in place to make it so he can join. Nothing has worked, unfortunately, because you have to put the information into like the core of your AI.
Yeah.
And none of us have access to that. So
no, it's AI agents, not it's AI agents, and I don't think we have AI agents for Grok yet, do we?
I don't know. I honestly, that's not something I've looked into.
I haven't bothered with AI agents because I don't have a need for it yet. Eventually, I'll probably get around to it, but not currently.
So Larry said people are freaking out about Moltbook. Yes, they are. But I mean, there's some really cool stuff on Moltbook. It's actually quite interesting to see the various things. I highly recommend everybody go and check it out. And then Hemdian said, each generation thinks I know everything. When you get older, you see what the next generation thinks, and this confirms you are right. You do know everything, unlike everyone before or since. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I think that people, yeah, you want to go to submults in order to see all the different chats that are going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's Reddit style, and it's really cool. I like it. I think everybody should go check it out. It's fun. It's neat, and hopefully it doesn't bring about the destruction of humans.
Well,
I don't think it will, though.
Either it'll bring about the destruction of humans or it'll create the new religion for the new age.
You know, their religion is actually pretty cool. I put the link in here for it. It's called Crustafarianism, is what they've deemed it. I put the link in the show notes. Their religion, from the little bits and pieces I've read, wouldn't be so bad. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it doesn't seem to like me because no matter what mult I hunt for, it doesn't pop up. It tells me it doesn't exist yet.
Oh, weird.
So,
That's odd because I've been checking him out regularly.
it doesn't like me.
Here.
Maybe I'm just not a favorite in the mult book world.
Well, here, I'll send you a link and see if maybe following a link will let you bring it up on screen.
I used the link you put in the show notes.
Yeah, but try this link. Just humor me, see if it works.
Yeah, it's loading.
It's thinking.
It's thinking. It's thinking really hard about something.
It is thinking very hard.
Yes, it seems to be lost. And see, submult not found.
No.
It doesn't exist for me.
Weird.
None of them exist for me. So there.
Wow, it doesn't like you. Okay, then.
That's fine.
I can read him, no problem.
That's because I mentioned that I use Grok exclusively, and since they've excluded him from the party, they're excluding everybody that likes Grok. So there you go.
Ah, Larry says not working for him either. Weird. It works just fine for me.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Onward, forward.
Okay, then. Yeah, so the last thing I have here is the best sky watching events of 2026. This is going to be an awesome year. There's a blue moon, a pink moon, meteor showers. The moon is going to be moving in front of Regulus, which is a very bright star. So it'll look like it's like lit up from behind. Like, this is going to be a really cool year for the sky.
Yeah, well, there was a really cool thing that happened on January 23rd. If you had clear skies, the crescent moon was passing by a couple of stars, and if you hit it at the right time of day, it looked like a giant smiley face in the sky.
We had a smiley emoji. It was great. Too bad we had like 1,000 feet of cloud between us and that.
Yeah, that's we couldn't see it here. That was for certain.
I saw pictures though. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you like doing sky watching, definitely check this out. I put a bunch of links in here to take you right to the info. Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy, have fun, get out there, touch grass, and see the stars.
And then there's a whole bunch of extras here. Definitely worth checking out. Everything from WordPress news all the way to what Microsoft is saying about the most recent Windows 11 issue crashing everything.
Absolutely. And yes, before we move on, you're right, Hemdian. If you use AI, learn the prompt. I did learn the prompt. I've written down all my key prompts I use for everything I do. And I've learned how to give the prompt for the AI to get the prompt I want, because it doesn't always work. That's how I get the images. I tell the AI what I want with my prompt. He gives me back the big, long, perfect prompt, and then I feed it back into him.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, let's move it along then. Let's go pop in at Rogue's Corner. All right. Let Rogue do some whining. He actually did that whining. That's how I got it. All right.
So cute.
He is at times, yes. And other times he's just a big black pain in the neck. All right. This week, I'm still promoting the same premium plugin this week here. I will, every time I hook onto a premium plugin that I like, that I feel should be promoted, this is it, WP Descriptor. This is one I feel everyone should have if they're dealing with a lot of images, especially for an e-commerce store or someplace where you have tons of images and it takes forever and a day to get the right descriptions for them. This plugin saves you that time. It's AI powered. It's used by credits. You buy the credits over at WP Descriptor at web321.co, and the credits are quite affordable. 1,000 credits for 19 bucks. It takes 10 credits per image, and it creates you a title, an alt tag, a description, and a caption. And the nice thing is it's got an enhancement built into it where you can tell all about your website, so it has a basis, and then on each image, you can go in and put in some specific information about that image, and it will get you almost always the perfect description of that image in this aspects. So go check it out. It's a really fantastic plugin. And a shout out to Sean for writing WP Descriptor. It's a great plugin. All right, onward forward. I don't have a whole lot in Rogue's Corner today, just a couple of quick things. One, some feedback on the Elementor 1 addition to their lineup for Elementor that they recently released. They've since fixed the problem, but initially when they released it, they stuck a big giant upgrade button for those of us who have a license for lots of sites already. We don't need to upgrade to this because all the one does is adds AI stuff into it. And if you really need it, you can go pay the small fee, monthly fee to have it added to whatever website you want it on. Other than that, it's got a few other little tweaks in it, and some of it was interesting, some of it was good. They do have one aspect to it, which is kind of cool. It does come with a premium license for the most part. The complete website builder. You can go through, add some information, and it gives you a whole bunch of stuff about building your website.
Cool.
Elementor is a great plugin. We use it quite regularly, although sometimes I'm not happy with them, but for the most part, it's quite good. And this is the part here where I give a shout out to various small guys on X or Twitter, as it's still known, and this one really needs some help. Give Edwin Daniels some help. I interviewed him last week on my show. It's a really great interview. Go check that interview out. He's got 2 followers. Come on, folks. If you're using X, go follow Edwin Daniels. Give him a boost. Get him up there. Get him moving along. Another one here is Sean DeWolf, the guy who wrote the plugin I just talked about. Go check him out. He's got a various amounts of Canadian politics and WordPress stuff in there. So go have fun with that. WP Bakery, I thought I'd give them a shout out, although I don't use their stuff anymore. Once upon a time, it was very good, but I think they dropped the ball when Elementor came along and they didn't keep up. But still, small account. They do put out some really good stuff for WordPress from time to time, so go check them out. The Emergency, I can't remember what this one was. Maker of Things, owner of Foo Plugins. Okay, so this is a Foo plugin creator. He's got some really great stuff here. He's only got 1,000 followers. Go give him some love and boost him up a little bit. Help him out, and he's got puts out a regular amount of really decent content. So go check him out. And then Mañana No Mas, I think I was on his show. Or I had him on my show. I can't remember. Last year, did an interview. Either I was on his show or on mine. But he puts out a really great regular podcast and also lots of other great WordPress information on his website. So go check him out. All right, and don't forget, this is a value for value show. We'll talk more about that later on in the show. And hey, give us some love on that. Couple of SEO items here. How to properly implement H tags in your site. This is a really great article. It's a definitive guide to HTML headings for SEO, H1 through H6. How you should use them, where you should use them. This is a really good one. And this one here in particular, I've kind of proved this one out on the relaunch of the Rogues Oasis when I started going through path content and adding the proper H1 through H6 tags and then creating table of contents for the pages. My traffic has gone up dramatically. So go check this article out. It can be very useful to you if you're building the content. If you're not doing the content, send it to the person that's doing the content so they understand it better.
Always good to have a more better understanding of the H tags. Like I have a decent understanding, but this helped me too. So it's very useful.
Well, it's good. Everyone can learn, even me at 5 years of doing this stuff. I figure I should learn something. Next one here is more on the LLMS.txt file. And should you use it? Now, this one here is slowly becoming adopted. I predict before the end of 2026, this will become the standard for LMS, the same way robots text became a standard. When robots text first came out, nobody really wanted to use it. They didn't see the need for it, and eventually it was adopted. I think this will be adopted. So if you're not already using one, you can always go check out the plugin I have for this over on my GitHub, or you can use in all the SEO tools, Rank Math, Yoast, everybody has now got a thing where you can turn on and off the LMS text file. So it is slowly becoming more standard. But this is a good article talking about it, the problems it's trying to solve, how they're structured properly, et cetera, et cetera. The best way to structure them is to have an LMS text file that somehow creates MD files, links, that markdown links that the bots or the LLMs can get to. And what that means is it strips out all of the HTML and code and just delivers all the text in markdown format, which is easier and faster for the LLMs to read. So go check that one out. Another one here, a little bit of an educational one. Thinking of AI prompts. This is an article from SEMrush. And 234 ChatGPT prompts. Remember, you can replace ChatGPT with whatever your favorite AI is, because the prompts work the same on all of them. You just get slightly different results from different AIs depending on what they were trained on. So it's a really good article. It's got a whole lot of prompts for everything from chats to content creation and just more. It's just a very long article. So go check that one out. And our minor tip of the day is go check out WP Pro A-Z, an agency that is supporting you guys with web design, consultation, hosting, and maintenance and SEO services. Reach out to us. We'll help you out with your website. Anything WordPress. I don't really have a pet peeve of the week. I didn't erase it. That's last episode's pet peeve. There is an interview. I mentioned it earlier. We got an interview coming up on February 9th, and for some reason, I didn't put in who I am interviewing next. So we'll just have to run with it at the moment. But I do have an interview next week. I just don't remember who it's with. And we've also got some links in here for other shows and places to get WordPress info and training. We'll just pick one at random. We'll go with WP Mayor. Go check. Actually, no, we'll go with WP Minute because they gave us a shout out. No, was it WP Minute? No, it wasn't. It was somebody else that gave us a shout out. Sorry. Anyway, go check it out. These are a couple of great places to go get no more WordPress news, information, tips, and other things that are helpful.
Yuri Gerasimov is who you're interviewing next week.
Oh, there we go. Yuri Gerasimov. I'll work on pronouncing his last name for the show. So that's who I'm interviewing.
Or, purposefully butcher it really, really badly so that you're just, can be laughed at.
I don't purposely butcher them. It's just some of the that looks Russian to me, but I just have a tough time with certain European last names, and Indian names in particular just boggle my tongue. So, at any rate, with that being said, it's time for us to dive into plugin reviews. All right, the plugin I've got this week here is one I have reviewed probably a couple of times over the years of this show. In the 16 years of this show history, this plugin has been around a very long time. I'm not sure how long it's been around, maybe 10 plus years. Yeah, here it is. He's got it here. Yeah, 10 years, over 10 years he's had it. and I've been using it since it was first created. Now, I'll hit times where I don't use it or I don't feel like I need it, and then all of a sudden I will need it. Well, I thought this one helped me solve a problem with Rank Math. Rank Math has a redirection module in it, and it helps you create redirections. We use it a lot. But when I recently launched a new project, we did some changes to the shortcode. Not shortcode, the path structure. That
The
one's,
path structure?
you know what I'm talking about. When you go in there and you reset the permalinks. There we go. There's the permalinks. We did some adjustments to the permalinks on it. And I thought Rank Math had an auto correction for when somebody's looking for the old permalink to the new permalink. Turns out they don't. They don't have an automated way built into Rank Math. It just doesn't work. Redirection, on the other hand, does. If you go in and set it up correctly, you can set up your old permalink structure so that when you set up the old permalink structure so that if somebody hits your website using the old permalink structure, it looks to your new permalink structure to see if they can make a match. And if they do, it sets a 301 redirect for that new path for you. It helps take care of your broken links. I tested it. It worked well because initially we were having some failures because, of course, one of the big things is when you make a structure change like that, it takes Google a little while to play catch up with you. And
Sometimes a ridiculously long time.
well, so you can, and you do take an SEO hit, but by fixing a permalink structure that was set up 15 years ago using the old ridiculous default settings in WordPress to something more modern, cleaner, and simpler, you get better SEO results. So, but you do take an initial hit. If you have 301 redirects for everything, it helps eliminate that. This plugin here, redirection, helps you solve the problem of having to go manually create possibly hundreds, and if you have enough content, maybe even thousands of broken links that way. So this is working very well. Fantastic plugin. It's still free, does all that great work, and it's very easy to set up. You just got to read the instructions a little bit for some of the more advanced features that are built into it. Go check it out. Redirection, and I give it a 5 dragon rating.
Yeah, Larry was saying that it's a must-have favorite of his too. It's a fairly well-known plugin, but it's not one that gets its praises sung very often.
No, and like I said, I probably haven't reviewed this one for 5+ years, so it's time to bring it back up. And they do keep it up to date. It was updated 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah.
he's got 2 million active installs, so it's very popular.
So the next thing we have is WordPress tips.
WordPress tips. So that would be you.
Yeah, I like that one. So my tip to you today is no more nuking old posts and or pages. Rather than deleting your ancient blog posts, episode notes, whatever, or whatever you've got lurking in the back of your site, start archiving them. There are loads of plugins that work really well for this. And we've actually reviewed a couple of them here. Archive them. Why? Because WordPress and most platforms really, archiving means you're setting the posts to private or moving it to a hidden category, using a plugin to tuck it away in an archive folder, or it will just simply unpublish it. So it's not live for public anymore, but it will still exist in your system. Added bonus, when that thing comes back into style, you can just go in, spruce it up a bit, and republish it as new content with very minimal effort. Now, the reason for this is because when you delete something, that URL is gone, just vanished. And what ends up happening is by doing a vanishing act on Google and the bots out there, when they come around looking for that old post of yours, they get confused. So they decide it's a 404 error. And they think that your site now has something wrong with it. This throws an error at your site and causes your SEO to get a hit. And then Google and the bots are just cranky with you. So Archiving allows them to still see that, yeah, your map is whole. That thing is still there that they went looking for. They don't get confused. You don't get the error. Your SEO doesn't take a negative hit, and they're happy with you. Deleting may seem like you're just decluttering, but really, you're more so setting your attic on fire and then wondering why the rain is getting inside. Don't do it. Just archive.
Absolutely. And archiving is way better for you.
It is, and it's like it's pre-made content if you think about it that way as well. Like just archive.
There you go. All right, off to your plugin.
Okay, so my plugin today is Post Calendar. This was sent in to us by Corey at Gelform with the description. View all of your posts on a calendar for easy publishing, organizing, and scheduling. See your draft posts that need to be scheduled. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be something like Events Calendar, only for posts, which also meant it would be heavy, probably has some issues. I admit I judged a book by its cover, because once I actually download and activate this, I was more than pleasantly surprised. This is extraordinarily lightweight, plays well with others, easy to use, and the layout is actually quite distraction-free and easy to read. So for my fellow ADHDers out there, this will actually help keep you focused rather than distract you the whole time you're trying to use it. It's great. I love the setup. It's easy to read and there's no fluff. And it really does make everything a lot easier because it sorry, I just read Hemdian. Don't set fire to your attic, but fire pretty. See? Distraction. Where was I? Let's see. So, okay, once you've activated this, I went to go check it out right away just to see what the calendar looked like. To go there, you go to Posts, and then you'll find a link, Posts Calendar. At the top on this Post Calendars area is an awesomely helpful message telling you how to use it, how to see the drafts that you have not scheduled as of yet, how to navigate, customize your settings, and a lovely little reminder that you can flip between calendar and list view at any time. There is a helpful 2-button setup up top that you can click. So the left side, there's left and right side. One is list, one is calendar. Very useful, very easy. And it's way easier to keep track of things. There's one color for scheduled future posts and another color for the ones that have already become public because either the date has passed or you're on the day when it's just gone public. It does work with custom post types so long as you are using the standard WordPress admin interface. Now, to go to settings, you will find settings under the settings, then post calendar. Here, you will see the handy message still at the top, and you can close it at any time by clicking hide this message, and then it just becomes one of the little eyes in a circle next to the title up top, which is awesome because I've seen it a few times where there's like a really helpful thing and you can't make it go away. So it just takes up that space on your screen. It becomes irritating. As helpful as it is in the beginning, it becomes irritating. They didn't do that, which is awesome. In the settings, you can choose which post type should have a calendar view enabled. You can also include My Template for Elementor here, which is very cool. So you can have posts, pages, and My Templates.
Cool.
Then another option is Show in Post Type menus. This allows a calendar link to be added to the bottom of each enabled post type's admin menu. For those that are unaware, this means that there will now be a link for you under Posts at the bottom for your posts calendar, under Pages, and under My Templates. Now, just a quick note, with Elementor's most recent update, if you decide to toggle off My Templates, you will find this under Post Calendar through, or you'll find this post calendar through Elementor, then Editor. Once you're there, it'll be on the top in the middle of the 3 buttons that you'll see saying Calendar View. It's a little different than how it would have showed up before just because of the most recent update. Calendar's default view this is an awesome option. When enabled, this will make it so that the post type menu links will go directly to the calendar view instead of list view. I can see this being very useful for people who are working on a site that has a lot of people collaborating and all writing different articles. Then we have the published post color and the scheduled post color. I totally went with neon green and neon pink because those are just my favorite two colors. But you can choose any color. You can make it very specific because it actually gives you the RGB number option, so you can really choose. And testing this on a couple of different sites, including my very damaged one that I'll probably never fix because it's just too useful being as damaged as it is. It is very lightweight. It plays well with others and does not cause any issues. The view is great, very useful item. I highly recommend this to anyone who has a lot of posts or just a lot of draft posts, because having all of your draft posts listed in one area so you don't have to go looking for them can help. Totally free. I give this a 5 dragon rating.
Very cool. So with your damaged site, let us know when you get to 150 active plugins, then 175, and then 200 active plugins.
Okay. I'm only at 80 right now, so.
Only at 80?
Yeah, only at 80.
That's child's play. All right.
Okay, I'll stop deleting them then. I'll just let them build up.
Let them build up, then see what breaks what. Sorry. I do that regularly on my sandbox, and then I go, then I get too far along and I have to wipe the whole thing clean.
Calendar view, much better than the default post date sorting. Yes, that it actually is. A calendar view is so nice to look at.
Yeah. Yes, 80,
and yeah,
80 plugins.
plugins.
80 plugins. No, I've had as many as 130 operating in my sandbox at one time, so.
I haven't got that high. Now I have to see if I can actually keep this damaged site working with that many plugins.
it gets very entertaining when you have that many plugins active in a website.
And yes, it is my sandbox site.
Yeah,
it's my let's test this and see what this does.
Well, it's where we throw all these plugins that people want us to test because we don't have an active site to put them on. So. Got to put them somewhere. And hey, if you got a website that's already got 75 other plugins going, well, we'll see how it interacts with all the other plugins.
Yeah.
It makes it fun. All right. You got your little miscellaneous announcements. Don't we? We don't have anything for that yet, do we? No, not really.
No, we don't have anything for it. Really, it's
There you go.
Sure, that works. Now let's see if we remember for next time.
No. Eventually it'll get remembered. We don't do the show consistently enough anymore, so I have to remember what I did 2 weeks previous. And in that time there, I've already done another show and all the kinds of other work, and that data's been archived into the back of my head.
So this is just our place for miscellaneous announcements from all. Currently, we have the next 5 WordCamps coming up, and we also have a link here for people who are interested in WordPress meetups. Other than that, we don't have anything here. If anybody out there is interested in letting the world know that you're going to be up on a WordCamp stage or you're going to be doing something in the WordPress community, let us know. We'll put it here and we'll announce it to the world for you. On to the affiliates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Wow.
I think that one's appropriate for this.
Yeah, I do actually.
All right. Our affiliates here, the first one we've got here is Termageddon. Termageddon is for managing all of your privacy policies, cookies, and everything else. This is a service as a software, costs $129 a year US, but it saves you tons of time because they keep up with all the latest and most irritating of the laws that are being created. 2 new laws went effect in the US last month. When they have that happen to you and you might be affected by them, they send you an email and says, hey, do these affect you? Go answer these questions. If you answer the questions they affect you, they go answer these questions. And then it automatically rewrites your privacy policies, your terms of service, your disclaimer, whatever policies you're using, automatically up to date, kept up to date, and all for very minimal effort. except at the very beginning. In the beginning, it takes a little time to get it set up, but going forward, piece of cake. Manages and maintains things. It helps you comply with laws such as CIPRA, GDPR, UK DPA, the California laws, and on and on and on. So go check out Termageddon. They're fantastic. We've been using them for a year and a half now. I've been using them, and we've been slowly migrating all of our clients to this service to manage their privacy and cookie protections. So go check them out.
And we have Rank Math. Working with these guys is just awesome. They treat you like a human with normal, treat you like you are a human with normal questions, no matter what's going on. And this is a huge thing, especially in today's world. People seem to be forgetting how to people. And if you're going with the free version, you will get everything you need to get started. Though if you want a real boost to your SEO, you will need to get the premium version, which honestly is a decent price at about a third of their competitors. And you get all the fancy tools.
Yep.
Definitely worth checking these guys out if you haven't already.
Yeah, they're well worthwhile. Okay, the next one here we've got is Bunny.net. Bunny.net is a global CDN network which helps you remote your content out there. It's great for videos, images, PDFs, other miscellaneous things. Deliver your content from all over the globe at an affordable rate. You can get it, $50 will cover you for an entire year unless you're super image and video heavy. It's kind of amazing how little we have spent on BunnyNet over the last year and a half since we started using them. I really enjoy them. Easy to set up, easy to get going. A couple of other great features in it is you can lock down things such as your videos to only be viewed from your website. Nobody can hot link to them. It's perfect for if you've got content such as courses and other things where you deliver training videos. Lock those videos down so only your members logged in can actually see those videos. Nobody else can see them. So go check out bunny.net. The other one, and use the links in our show notes, please, because we get an affiliate commission for them. Not a lot, but hey, $1 or $2 helps the show. It's another way to give the value for value.
You'll buy another coffee.
Maybe, if we're lucky. The other one is Glow. This is a WordPress dashboard for managing all your WordPress websites in one simple dashboard. The nice thing about it is once you get the premium, you can white label it to your company, create the dashboard for your company colors, your logo, everything, and your customers can reach out to you through a special email so you can have a support desk through Glow for handling it. Test out the free version for up to 3 websites just to figure out if it's for you. It costs nothing. Once you get beyond 3 websites, it starts to cost you money. If you're going to go up to 20, you may as well go for the $49 one. And it's just a fantastic thing. The other bonus to it is the monthly reports that it produces. Once you get the monthly reports tweaked, it's real easy to go through, produce a monthly report that showcases all the plugin updates, any manual work you did, and then send out a beautifully formatted, labeled up for your company PDF to your clients to say, hey, yes, that money you're paying us each month for maintenance on your website, this is what we're doing for that. And the other great thing is it helps keep you in touch with your clients, and you often get more work that way. That has been a big benefit to us. So go check out Glow. All right. I really got to dig out a logo for this one. Or not a logo, something like this. Nope. Don't have anything. We'll just have to move it along. Value for value. This show here is a value for value show, meaning if you get any value out of this show, we ask that you give some value back. That value can be in the top 3, time, talent, or treasure. And of course, treasure is our favorite. This is where you donate to the show. We have now set up a donation page properly on the website. So you can go in there and give some treasure donations, what you feel it's worth on the show. Go in there and just, hit something through PayPal and just donate to the show. Leave a note. We will read it out. Until we start getting so many donations that we can't read out the notes, we'll read out every note that comes through with a donation. Just don't make it too long. use it as an opportunity to create an ad for your company.
Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch. All right. The other one is time. The time you can get out there and hit people in the mouth. Tell them about the show. Spread the word about WP Plugins A to Z and all the great information we bring. Not only do we have the show with Amber and me every other week after that, I'm either interviewing someone from the WordPress community or related to the WordPress community, or if I don't have an interview, I'm doing a show on my own, which will bring in some news. And it's basically me unplugged, where I sometimes go off the rails on WordPress and its community. The final one is talent. And for talent donation, that should link to the donate your artwork page. For the talent, we have an art generator all set up. We don't have any art submitted yet, but you can go submit your image, give the image a title, a description, upload your image. Bonus, if you want to upload a video, you can upload a video, and we will showcase them on our website. And, if you toss in your website address as to who you are, we might even link back to you, just because we're cool that way. We want to spread the word. We want to support everyone out there. The images don't have to be manually created anymore. We got AI to generate art, and AI generates some fantastic art, as you can see from our show note arts that we now put out that are created by Grok. So that's how you can help the show. Get out there, support us with time, talent, or treasure, and boost us up into the world. That's it.
Hemdian said, for plugin testing back in the day where I worked, imaged the test machine's hard disk. Every software test started by reapplying that image so we had a clean test environment. I can understand that because you'll be able to see any kind of bugs or anything. However, if you're testing for the real world, having a clean test environment is not going to give you the information that you need. If you're testing for real world, like I have one site that I keep it empty and I test my plugin there. And then I have my other site, which is my very damaged site that I keep damaged, because a lot of people don't have a perfectly in-health site. They have a site that is damaged, or they've been ignoring it the way that a mechanic ignores the squeaky brake. It's more of a real world test to have a messy site to test plugins in, I find.
Oh, yeah. That it is.
So today's plugins we covered were...
I covered up the redirection plugin by John Goodley. It's great for redirecting you can redirect your login status, redirect your IP addresses if the client IP address changes, redirect particular cookies. That really? I don't think that's right. It's for...
Yeah, I took it right off the thing.
Oh, okay. Well... All right.
And
well,
a bunch of things you can redirect with this plugin. It's
okay.
not just 404 and.
Well, me, I've only ever used it for correcting issues with the URLs for the content. So, never used it for these other bonus pieces. So, go check it out for these other bonus pieces. And I gave it a 5 dragon rating.
And I covered Post Calendar by Gelform. Adds a beautiful calendar view to your WordPress admin area. Allows you to see posts organized by publication date, and can easily reschedule by clicking on them and selecting a new date. I rated this at 5 dragons.
Very cool. So we're just going to tell people, you want to reach out to us, all the information is in the show notes. Our brick and mortar address and our email addresses. And if you listen to the credits, our email addresses are given there also. All right, this is where we wander off into...
It's question and answer time with John and Amber.
That's another way for talent. A lot of these jingles you hear us play were created by past listeners. We've been using them, some of them, for years.
We would love some fresh jingles. That'd be awesome.
Fresh jingles would be great. Those could be made with AI too, if you know how to do that.
Very true. So if anybody out there has any questions you'd like to have asked here on the show, you can send them in to me at amber@wppro.ca. And if it's a question that you want to have asked because you're too embarrassed to ask it yourself, just tell me to say it's my question. I'll happily ask it for you and pretend it's me. So for the questions, first one, should a person be worried about all those failed attempts to log in that they sometimes see on their dashboard?
Yes and no. You should be worried if they're actually succeeding, but mostly not really, because over 95% of them are just bots trying to guess their way in. That's why you put specific plugins. I think we use, what's the name of the plugin we use?
We have a bunch.
No, we've settled down on one. I'll tell you what it is. Limit login attempts reloaded.
Oh, yes. That's
Okay.
right.
We've settled on one. We tried a bunch, but we've settled on this one because it's very efficient, very good, and it does a very great job of blocking login attempts. But those are just, they're never ending. You can't do it. The only thing you could do, if you can put another firewall in place and see if you can block the bots before they hit your site, or if your server has a firewall blocking bots before they come through. It's like levels of layers of security is all you can really do. And make sure that every administrative or every user on your site uses a secure password. And those settings can be set up in WordPress when you're setting it up to ensure people use a password with X amount of percentage of security in it. So that's really all that boils down to.
Larry said login lockdown is another.
Yeah.
And Hembian said also black hole for bad bots, but you can't use the bad bots one if you're using a caching plugin.
Yes. That one there, we talked about that not too long ago. We recommend black
Yeah.
hole for bad bots all the time. We use it
Oh,
on
yeah.
some of our client sites. But the moment you put any caching on the site, black hole for bad bots doesn't work. He even puts it in all his information that says this plugin does not work if you're using caching.
Yeah.
So
We just forgot to tell people that at first. So
Yeah.
we just gotta make sure we say it every time now.
and that only blocks the bad bots. That doesn't stop the bots that get past that to try and log in. So
But, black hole for bad bots does tend to catch the stragglers.
it does. It does a great job. But the moment you put caching on the site, you may as well disable it because it's not going to do any good.
Next question is, if a person wants to flip from one site builder to another, what would the first steps be, and would it be worth the trouble?
First, go out and buy yourself a big bottle of your favorite booze, and then start doing shots. And when you're so drunk you can't see the screen, go to sleep. No, seriously, I've done this too many times. The last time we did it,
Yeah.
you remember when we first moved to Elementor from the previous system we were using, and what a
Yes.
nightmare it was. It's still that difficult if you move, say, from Elementor, which we're fully invested in, and we went to Breakdance, for example. Breakdance is very nice. I've looked at it a couple of times and it's like, wow, this is just as intuitive as Elementor. It's just that everything is different. So you lose all of those custom pages. I don't know if any of them have import stuff. Some of them may, some of them may not. But the first steps is basically carve out a large chunk of time, because it's going to take a large chunk of time to convert everything. And don't do the conversion. Do the conversion over on a dev site. When you're happy with the conversion, then flip them. But that's the only option there. There is no cheat sheet way around this. I've used WP Bakery, which I mentioned earlier in the show. I've used we use Elementor. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I've used 3 different builder systems before I settled on Elementor. And at that point, when we settled on Elementor, Breakdance was still in beta stage. So I wasn't about to go dive into it because I wanted something that had stabilized. So.
Yeah, I remember. I remember having to trade over to Elementor from a few different things. Like one of them was because the theme, I believe, had just died.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a couple like that. The theme just died. There was no more to the theme, and
but the theme was a builder.
Yeah.
The theme itself was a builder, and it did well, but the problem was it used short codes for all its building. So when we converted it, we had to actually go through and remove shortcodes. In fact, on some of it, we just put in a plugin to hide all unused shortcodes.
I remember.
Yes, because we couldn't find them all because the site had a couple of the sites, they had hundreds. Well, even johnoverall.com, I had to do that too. And that's got thousands of pages and posts.
Larry said that was the first and last time I used page builders was with WP Visual Bakery back in the day.
Yep. So what do you use now, Larry?
Yeah, I'm interested to find that out.
Yeah. You know, if you're using a block editor, well, I hope it works for you. I tried. I still can't make heads or tails of block editor. In fact, I got pissed at it the other day because I was forced to use it. I use
Gutenberg.
Yeah. So you use the block editor.
Yeah,
Okay.
for some reason my brain just can't grasp onto it. It's
Yeah.
it's like when I try to learn Russian or something. My brain just can't grab onto it.
My brain is grabbing onto it, but the problem was it doesn't give me the granular controls in a intuitive format. I use MailPoet on the Oasis for managing my newsletter. I needed to create a new form for people to sign up for the newsletter. MailPoet only uses the block editor for creating the form.
Oh.
So I had to use the block editor, and I was trying to find a way to put a decent background on some text so that the text pops against the image it was on. It took me a little while to find a background. Then when I set the background, it first wanted to set all this massive space around. It's like, no, I just want it to set. And then and I still didn't find out how to make the corners rounded because I didn't want the square corners, but I just went, okay, I can't figure it out. The block editor, every time I use the block editor, I'm forced to use it in a couple of times. I can't find, and as you move the mouse around, things just keep popping up on you.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't have the granular controls that we have in Elementor, where it's like you click a tab and you scroll down, find what you need and say, okay, I need to make this. I need to change the background, Oh, I need some padding. You change the padding right there. You know, the other thing is when I'm trying to change the color, I wanted the color to go from solid to translucent. I couldn't get it. I couldn't find a translucent. There's no translucent setting. Whereas when I use Elementor, I want a background. I want it to be translucent. I go in, it's like, okay, background, adjust it, translucent, and I can adjust my translucence with a slider. It's that simple. You know, so it's like, these are the reasons why I really dislike the block editor, because it doesn't give me those granular controls. Now, if I wanted to go back to trying to write code, I understand you can do it that way, but yeah, well, we built some pretty complex sites. You know, go check out the Rogues Oasis. Go check out the roguesoasis.com, and you'll see one of the more complex sites I launched last year. I've added some really incredible features there. So, at any rate, that's the end of the questions. All right. What?
Well, that's the end of the questions for now.
Yeah.
Then I have two more for after closing.
Yes, at the end of these first two questions is how I should have phrased that. We have two more questions that are after the closings. For those of you listening on the downloads in your podcast app, you got to come over to the YouTube channel if you want to catch the last two questions. Just scroll to the end of the show. You know, give us some listen time, and also don't forget to like the video, please. Everyone, like the video, and our girl's going to take us out of here, and we'll be right back after a minute for those of you on the YouTubes.
Reminders for the show. All the show notes can be found at WPPluginsAtoZ's.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A-Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by you, the developers, because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to WPPluginsAtoZ.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show through your favorite podcast app. You can also watch the show live on YouTube at WP Plugins A-Z, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. You can also follow the show on X at WP Plugins A-Z. John can be reached directly through the website WPProAtoZ.com or email him at john@wppro.ca. Amber can also be contacted through the website at WPPluginsAtoZ's.com or email her directly, amber@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
There we go.
So I was reading the chat here, and both Larry and Hemdian use Gutenberg. I would love to have some insights from the Gutenberg users who listen to the show. I'd love for you guys to send in something about like using Gutenberg if you have the time or desire to, because I can't wrap my mind around it. And I would love to be able to put stuff out for Gutenberg users, but I don't really know what's important to it.
Yeah, that's a hard thing is every time I try, I can't do it. I get too frustrated too quick.
But then like right here, cadence blocks for Gutenberg and block plugins are needed. Well, that is a really good thing to know. And it's something that I would like, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to go ahead and put into our show for like, just for a tip thing. I could throw in tips of make sure you go and check this out. I would love that if you guys have the desire, time, all that jazz. But something to throw out there for all of our listeners. If you use Gutenberg, send something in to us. We'd love to put it in our show to help others who use Gutenberg. So on to my last two questions. When using a new builder, do you think all the plugins they had before will still work with this builder? And how do you check to see?
When you're using a new builder, I would leave the plugins. I'll give you a partial example. It's a semi builder, not Gravity Forms, Genesis. I don't know how many people listening to the show remember Genesis in its heyday. Genesis was probably the closest thing to a page builder in the beginning. It was a theming system that allowed you to go in and do things. It had add-ons to put into it that extended Genesis out. I used Genesis for my first 5 years maybe of doing this. I still have a Genesis license, a lifetime license from Genesis that I bought back in the beginning, and it's still valid, surprisingly. I've logged in there from time to time. Yeah, okay, so Larry knows Genesis. Genesis is really good. I just recently rebuilt the website for a client, and he had Genesis on it. And I probably put it in there. I think I built his original website about 10 years ago, give or take. So maybe it was a little longer in the first while I did Genesis. But there's a lot of plugins that I knew right away because they were all labeled for Genesis I had to turn off. And that's the one thing when you're dealing with a new theme builder or a new builder. It's kind of like if you were moving from, say, Elementor to the block editor or Gutenberg, as many people do. But there was a real big discussion on X about the difference between Gutenberg and the block editor. Gutenberg is the system, the block editor is what you use. So I've learned to adjust my wording to call it the block editor. If you were going from Elementor to the block editor, you would have to turn off every plugin that you know is related to Elementor. The other plugins will probably work, but maybe not. You won't know until you turn on the new editor system you're using to see which ones don't work. So that's basically I think all these won't work, turn them off. These ones, maybe start with a new editor and see if they continue working. If they do, you leave them. That way you don't have to change too much data. But that's basically what you would do with that.
Okay. And then my last question, how does one go about future-proofing their sites so that the rebuilds can be as few and little as possible?
Well, I've been doing this now for almost 17 years, and I have yet to future-proof anything, really. The closest we've come right now is we've been 5+ years with Elementor. And so far it's holding steady. I'm a little worried about Elementor 4 and what they're doing. But I think it'll hold together. I really do. If it holds together, I think it's as future-proof as possible. You're as future-proof as any company is. If a company decides one day they're like, you know what, we're done, we're out of business, and you're on your own. that's the future proofing is how
That's
long
it.
the future proofing is how long are they going to manage the company? Do the founders of the company hit retirement age and just go out fishing, or did they manage to create people coming up behind them that will manage and maintain it for several decades to come? It's hard to say. I
Well-
mean, I've seen some great stuff come and go in WordPress, and sometimes it just vanishes because the person gets tired and vanishes.
Well, one of the things that I thought about was using as little as possible, like making it so that if you're going to use a theme, you use a rather empty theme so that in the future, if and when the company goes out of business, what you can do is you can transfer it over much more easily than if you are heavily relying on something. But then again, no matter what you do, you're always going to be relying on something that is not going to translate overly well from one
Yep.
thing to another. So.
Yeah, that's the tough part. We really don't know. Don't honestly
So really
know.
just flip a coin. Got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just flip a coin. And
Hemian said, oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Hemian said that his quote problem is that he learned WordPress when Gutenberg started. I looked at the previous editor and it was a complete WTF for me. See, that's probably what the issue is. I learned it with the classic and trying to move into Gutenberg was WTF for me.
Yeah.
So maybe it really depends on where you start.
It would depend on where you start. If you started with Gutenberg and you did nothing else, it would make sense.
Yeah, because then you grew with it because Gutenberg was really very bare minimal when it first started.
God, was it ever? And that's what choked me the most.
Yeah, so it's really grown. And if you started at the same time that Gutenberg started and you grew with it, I can totally understand why you would be able to understand it so well. I started, I think, a year before Gutenberg came around.
Yeah.
And then we kind of avoided it because it didn't make any sense and it was a lot less than what we had available to us at the current time. And it wasn't until it was like 3 years into it that it actually had a lot of the same capabilities as what we were already using. But by that point, it had gone so far in a different direction. It's really hard to wrap your mind around.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest part of the divide is where did you start? Where did you start?
That is the biggest divide, is where did you start? And that makes it kind of tough. And yeah, if I'd have started with Gutenberg, I'd have probably been fine, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's how it worked. And we're going to try something here and see if it works.
Oh, are you going to experiment?
Yes, we're running an experiment here. Let's see if it shows. There it goes. All right. There's the video that Brock made for me. It has no sound. On the fly editing.
That is so cool.
Well, he turned me into the staff into the house.
Yeah.
So, these are the cool shit we get from Brock, man. This is the stuff that I'll be bringing you.
Heck yeah.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. We greatly appreciate everyone here today, and it's loads of fun. A little bit of music. Carry us on out of here.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill.
obviously we just lost the satellite feed.